In our world, we need to take measurement of different type of objects or our geometric figures, for example, the length, perimeter, surface area of a table, of a book, etc. Let us start with perimeter of an object. The perimeter can be defined as the path or the boundary that surrounds a closed shape. It can also be defined as the length of the outline of a shape. Look at the garden and fence. The perimeter is the total length of the fence. That is A plus B plus C plus D. Now let's look on area. An area is the amount of space inside the boundary of a flat object such as a rectangle or square or surface of a solid object. Now count the number of square inside the rectangle. Here we found 15 squares. And also assume that each square is 1 centimeter length and breadth, then the area of rectangle is 15 square centimeter. Now we can learn how to find the perimeter and area of different 2D shapes. First we can take rectangle. A rectangle is a 4-sided flat shape, and the 4 sides are 1, 2, 3 and 4. And also the opposite sides are parallel and of equal length. That means sides 1 and 3 are parallel and of equal length. Likewise sides 2 and 4 are parallel and of equal length. And also rectangle is a 2-dimensional shape which has length and breadth. Now we can look how to find the perimeter of a rectangle. Perimeter, as we know, it's the total distance around the boundary. In the case of rectangle, perimeter is the total length of the 4 sides. That means length plus breadth plus length plus breadth. For rectangle, as opposite sides are of equal length, these two equal length sides can be written as 2 length. And 2 equal breadth sides can be written as 2 breadth. That is, perimeter of a rectangle equals 2 into length plus breadth. Now we can find the area of a rectangle. Area of rectangle is the space covered inside the rectangle. That means area represents the size of the rectangle. To find the area of rectangle, we can count the squares in the rectangle, or we can multiply the length and breadth of the rectangle. Assume that each square has 1 centimeter length and 1 centimeter breadth. On counting the squares, we will get 24. That means the area of rectangle is 24 square centimeter. But every time we can't count the squares inside an object and find the area. So we can look another method to find the area. If we know the length and breadth of the rectangle, we can find the area by multiplying length and breadth. Here the length of the rectangle is 6 centimeters. And the breadth of the rectangle is 4 centimeters. On substituting the length and breadth values in the area equation, we will get the area of rectangle as 6 into 4 equals 24 square centimeter. Now we can look next 2D shape, square. Square is a 2D shape having all the 4 sides are equal in length. That is, length equals breadth. Let's take length of one side as A. We can now look how to find the perimeter of a square. We know that the perimeter is the total border length of any shape. So the perimeter is A plus A plus A plus A centimeter. That is equals 4A. So the formula to find the perimeter of a square is 4A units. Now we can look how to find the area of a square. The area of a square is the region that the square covers in a two-dimensional space. Here the surface shown in red color represents the area. Area of a square can be calculated by multiplying the length of one side by its width. We know, in square, all sides are equal. So area equals A into A. A into A is 2 times A. That can be written as A raised to the power of 2. Or A squared. So area of a square equals A squared. That a polygon is any two-dimensional closed shape formed with 3 or more straight lines. Let us discuss a triangle. A triangle is a polygon having 3 sides. A triangle is also a half of a square or rectangle. Let's know more about a triangle. Now we are going to find the perimeter of a triangle. The perimeter of a triangle is the total length of 3 sides. Let the length of each side is A, B and C. Perimeter is A plus B plus C. Next we can look how to find the area of a triangle. We know that triangle is half of a square or rectangle. We learned that area of rectangle or square is length into breadth. So area of a triangle must be half of the area of a rectangle. That means half of length into breadth. In the case of triangle, instead of length and breadth, we use base and height. In triangles, any side can be the base, not just the one drawn at the bottom. But remember, height is always perpendicular to the base. Then area of triangle equals half of base into height. How to take height and base of triangle? An acute triangle is a triangle with 3 acute angles, which means less than 90 degrees. This is the way to look the height and base of a triangle. Right-angled triangle is a triangle in which one angle is a right angle, that is, a 90-degree angle. This is the way to look the height and base of a triangle. Next, obtuse triangle. A triangle where one of the internal angles is obtuse, which means greater than 90 degrees. This is the base and height. In all these triangles, area is half of base into height. Now we can look next shape, that is parallelogram. Parallelogram is a quadrilateral with opposite sides parallel and equal in length. Quadrilateral means a polygon with 4 sides. The sides are AB, BC, CD and DA. In a parallelogram, the opposite sides AB and CD are parallel and equal in length. Like that, the opposite sides AD and BC are parallel and equal in length, and also the opposite angles of a parallelogram are of equal measure. Now we can find the perimeter of parallelogram. Perimeter is total length around the boundary. On taking the total length of all the 4 sides of parallelogram, we will get perimeter equals 2 times A plus B, where A is the length of one side and B is the length of the base. Next we can find the area of parallelogram. To find the area of parallelogram, multiply the base with the height. Any side of a parallelogram can be chosen as base of the parallelogram. If we take this side as the base, then the perpendicular drawn from the opposite vertex to this side is known as the height or altitude of the parallelogram. The formula to find the area is B base into H height. Circle is a curved line that is the same distance from the center all the way around and connects at the point where it began. A radius is the distance from center of circle to any point on it. The diameter is the distance from one point on a circle through the center to another point on the circle. The distance around a circular region is known as its circumference. Now we have completed the basic parts of a circle: the radius, diameter and circumference. And please note that the circumference is the perimeter of a circle or ellipse. Next we can look an important element known as pi. Pi is the circumference of any circle divided by its diameter. Pi is a number and approximate value will be 3.142. When the circle becomes big, the diameter also grow accordingly, so the pi value remains constant. So we can find the circumference of a circle by multiplying constant pi with diameter of the circle. That can be written as circumference equals pi into d. We know that the diameter is twice the radius. So instead of this d, we can write to r. Hence circumference of a circle equals 2 pi r. Now let's find the area of a circle. Here the area is the blue shaded part. The formula to find the area of a circle is pi r square. And pi is circumference divided by diameter. R is the radius. Let us look at the summary of what all things we learned in this video.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel for more videos.